Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Pratik and you're watching Sportsquation, where we just don't talk about sports on the surface but in depth. So today we are talking about the third test match which is being played at Lords between India and England. It's a third day review, and overall it was a great day just to start off. And let's start off session by session. So quick recap that India had lost 3 wickets and we had 140 to 150-ish runs on the board. They were trailing by 260 odd runs, which is quite a lot, 60 to 50 odd runs. And I think so. Rishabh Pant was not out on 14-15, and KL Rahul was not out on a well-made half century. And I think Gill, the wicket of Gill was a turning point, sort of turning point, because Gill is the best batsman on this tour so far, and unfortunately he is not there anymore. He also got out on 16, which is quite identical to his idol Virat Kohli's first test innings at Lords, where he made 16 as well. It's quite baffling to see the similarities between both of them, and going into the review forward, I think there would be another similarity between both of them. So let's get into it. So the first session, I think first one, 1 to 2 overs were decent. The first hour obviously was England's to begin with, but in that also Rishabh Pant was doing what he does best. He just was going out and just playing his shots, and it was really interesting to see, because considering what Rishabh actually does, it's quite baffling to see and interesting to see as well. And and that too with the injured index finger, it was so amazing and interesting to watch. And I think so England didn't have a plan. In the very first session they were looking so lethargic, and they were looking out of plans. They were just waiting for something to happen. And Stokes took the ball after the new ball threat was gone. It was just India scoring runs. Rishabh Pant was trying his best. KL Rahul was closing in on a well-made second century at Lords, which is again a great thing, because not many players have had more than one century at Lords. Even the great Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Vicky Ponting didn't have a century at Lords. And KL Rahul was closing on his second one, and Rishabh Pant was playing like Rishabh Pant. Then Stokes comes in along with Cars, and he started bowling bouncers, their main ploy. Because I don't think so there is another plan for England that is going on in this test series. If their plan A doesn't work, it's a short ball plan, and that's it. There is nothing. And they bank on the offie of Shoaib Bashir, and who is also not at all a good spinner. And I think so when they go down under, he would be the first person to be gone. They should play Liam Dawson in place of Shoaib Bashir, because it gives you an added batting option, and he'll bowl much better than what Bashir is actually doing right now. And other than that, it was a very good session for India. And Rishabh Pant with his injured finger had some, like, he was yelling, ah, ooh, he was in pain, serious pain, but he was still playing. Pulled one to get to his half century, a well-made 50, another 50 on this tour, and he is on, I think so, he's third on the list for most runs made by a batter in a series away from home. And it's actually interesting because Pant have the third, fourth, fifth spot to his name, which is interesting because he's just started playing. It just feels like he started playing right just now, and he's already got so many accordals, and he still have a long way to go in his career. Hopefully, touch wood. But yeah, and by the end of the session, it was quite clear that India were in firm control. Then comes the last over. The first ball, KL Rahul just punches it to the cover boundary, but fielder cuts it off, and it's just a single. Then Pant was like, you should have hit it for a four, but yeah. The second ball, Pant defense, and the third ball, Pant defends it. KL Rahul wants to take the run. He just goes in. Pant is like, no, don't. He's like in two minds. He stops midway and just runs. Stokes collects the ball, turns, and gets a direct hit. And Pant is out for 70 odd runs, which is a big blow for India. Considering all the all rounders down there, they are so uneven in their way of playing. We don't know how much they will contribute and what will happen and all. And all of this happened on the last over of the session, and it was complete India's dominance. India made 100 odd runs and they lost one wicket, which just turned the session over. India won the session, but I don't think so. Going in the next session, I had high hopes. But Ravindra Jadeja comes in and joins KL Rahul. And in the very first over, we thought that KL might complete his century, but he punches it through the covers, takes a hard fought single, and then complete his second century, which is again great thing for India. But I just had this feeling that KL might not make it a big innings, and obviously he didn't. It got to his 100, and that was it. He got out to Bashir in the slips. Imagine, Bashir is the worst spinner we have seen in England since a long time. And he gets a Rahul is on 100. He gets a nick and gets out on in the slips where the ball is not turning that much. That was the first ball which might have turned, or he played it wrong. But it is a soft dismissal, and that too to a bowler who is not in the best of his rhythm, which is again baffling for me to see. But other than that, NKR joins Jadeja, and then they both try to stitch a partnership. NKR looked bit, I'm saying, I'm not over exaggerating it, but it looked quite a lot out of sorts against Jofra Archer. And yeah, Jofra was all over him in the initial part, and he was something like 16 and he didn't make a run. And in that way, he was just trying to take that one single, and there was so much confusion between him and Jadeja. Was so many chances of runouts. This, that happening, but they stuck in. Jadeja played through it. Jadeja was excellent again. He is coming back from twin 50s in the last match itself, and in this match also he was closing in on another half century, and eventually he got it. They stitched a great partnership of 50 odd runs and pulled India back into the contest, where India looked a tad bit unlikely to it even get close to that score of England. And they, by struggling, they by playing, went really close to England's score, and just like that, they were close to T, and they went to T. India scored around 70 odd runs, and they lost one wicket. Again, a session great for India, and India just needed another 80 odd runs of trail, which is great because when the day started, I was really skeptical that will India get closer to the target, will they get a lead, but eventually they got it, and it was all fine. And then the next session started, and there was no movement and anything, but I think the ball got changed or something happened, because suddenly there was some movement. NKR edged a Stokes delivery, which was quite rising, and then he was gone again. It was troubling signs for India, but Jadeja again stitched a very good partnership with Washington Sundar, and both of them actually played really well, and I think it was overall a great partnership in the end as well. I was thinking it is going really smoothly and all, and there was a thing that the broadcasters were also saying, that the commentators, that the bowlers are bowling Jadeja from over the wicket. There was 70 odd overs he played throughout the series. The bowlers were bowling from over the wicket, and only Jofra Archer was the bowler who bowled 2 overs, literally 2 overs from around the wicket to Jadeja. And by some miracle, the Chris Wokes heard this and came over the wicket. First ball, it was fine. Second ball, down the leg side, Jadeja edges it and goes for a well-made 70 odd runs. Another, he could have got another great 100 at Lords, but unfortunately it was not to be. And then the Indian tail was exposed. Washington was trying his best. He was defending it. He was trying to take singles, doubles, but unfortunately that was not happening. Then Akashdeep survived two great calls. And I want to point out this. The umpiring in this match has been abysmal. The umpires has been really, really unfocused. They have been really making bad calls. Two two times this happened. The bounce was so much that Akashdeep was not out at all, and still he was given out. This shouldn't happen going forward, because when India bowls, the same umpires, they are like, no, it's not out, it's not out, it's not out. And when it is umpire's call, it turns out to be not out. What is this going on? Are they really favoring the Englishmen just because they are the host? Overall, India has played really well, but the decisions at some points, at some crucial junctures, have been so abysmal. This needs to be taken care of by the ICC and the boards of both the teams as well, because there have been some really, really bad umpiring calls. And if there was no DRS, this would have gone in and have been a critical point. We'd never know if it was a main batsman what would have happened. So going forward, I think ICC and everyone involved in this tour should take matters into their own hand. Even the umpiring panel should take consideration of what umpiring calls are going to be, because I think after the match there is a evaluation of how many decisions went to the favor, went against, and I think so. The umpires have been really decent, but at points of time it has been really exposed there. It I just don't know. I'm not as I'm not saying that their integrity is lost or anything, but I, there has been some really bad calls, and not only for England, but majority of the decisions were for England. So that's the only thing I am concerned about. And just like that, Akashdeep played a brilliant shot to Jofra Archer. He just flicked it and it went for six. And India were just away by maybe 8 runs or something, 8 or 6 runs. And then in the next over, Chris Wokes comes in. Harry Brook took an excellent catch. Akashdeep is gone. Jasprit Bumrah comes in. He plays the delivery, and after 7 deliveries, he gets a Jaffer, of which he couldn't do much. And just like that, he edges one, and Wokes takes another one. Wokes has three in the match or something. Yeah, Wokes had three. Then now Bumrah is gone, and the scores were level around this time. And Mohammad Sivraj again, this DSP survives 2 balls, and in the next over, Washington tries to play a shot, and it just goes to the boundary fielder, which was just positioned behind the keeper, straight to him. But overall, I think India added around 130 odd runs from the last 5 wicket, which is again great thing for India, because considering how the collapses happened in the first match, India were bowled out for around 50. It was not even 50, it was around 30-40 runs in the first innings, and again same in the second innings. So this extended tail is working in England, at least so far, and it is great sign for India. And The thing and the baffling thing is both teams finished on the same score, so nothing was lost, nothing was won by either of the teams, which is great news for India going ahead. Might be great news for England as well because there was seam and swing in the pitch. But what I think so is that there was a ball change and England were lucky to have a great ball and that it just swung and India didn't have any chance because it was just swinging and run making was also getting tough around that point of time. But both teams have played around 100 odd overs each, and I think both the bowlers got enough rest. Maybe the English bowler doesn't have enough rest right now. So if India were to clean up England tomorrow, it would be great sign